In this video, we will see what are the branches of statistics. So here you can see that the branches of statistics include descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Here you see this is the descriptive statistics, and we have the inferential statistics. As the name suggests, that descriptive statistics is the branch of statistics where if we have a data set, then we want to understand the summary or description of that particular data set. So here you see description and summarization of characteristics of a data set. That is exactly what descriptive statistics suggests. But on the other hand, if we want to compare inferential statistics with descriptive statistics, then we can see that the inferential statistics is something that uses a sample to make inferences about the population. What is sample? We have seen this in our previous video. In this video, we are saying that inferential statistics is a branch where if we have a sample, let's say this is a population, we have extracted this very small amount of sample from this population, and inferential statistics is only using this sample to make the inferences about the real population. This is the difference. And what in case of descriptive statistics, what methods will be used? It will use the histograms, box plots, scatter plots, there should be pie charts, etc. Many different types of different methods. The all you need to know is descriptive statistics is something that is only interested to give us a description or summary of a specific sample, or it can also be a population. It can be a sample or a population. But in case of inferential statistics, it should always be a sample from a particular population, and in that sample we are going to use some different methods. What kind of methods in case of inferential statistics can be used? Let's say point estimation, hypothesis testing, estimation by confidence intervals, that is for the mean calculation of a population. These things can be used. So you see that descriptive statistics can work with both sample and population, and that is very much correct, because descriptive statistics is only interested to work on a specific data set, on a single data set. It should be acting on a single data set, and this single data set can be of a sample itself, can be of a population, it can be of anything. But what in case of inferential statistics, we say that it will work on sample only first in order to draw conclusions about the population second. So in inferential statistics, the sample will be chosen, and the methods that we have talked just right now will be implemented on the sample in order to draw some conclusions and inferences about the whole population from which this sample is taken out. Now let's assume we are having an example scenario so that we can better understand the differences between descriptive statistics and inferential statistics by giving an example. The scenario has taken here is that a college has 5,000 students. Take a sample of 100. So we are having a college where there are 5,000 students, and from those 5,000 students we are taking only 100 out of them. The 5,000 students, let's say here we are taking 100 out of them. So here this 100 is our sample, and this, the real ideal 5,000, is our population. Now what descriptive stat will do? That descriptive stat will describe what we see, not concluding about the others. So if we are taking this 100 amount of 100 number of students, we have the informations of these 100 students, then we can perform the mean, median standard deviations, and like some sort of descriptions by implementing graphical representations that we talked about, such as histograms, box plots, etc. And by implementing these methods, these techniques on these sample that is consisting of 100 students, we can only have the idea about this sample, not the whole population. We will not gonna have the idea of the whole population in this case. But what if we are implementing some idea of inferential statistics? Let's say what happened if in these 500 sorry 5000 some 5000 students, that is our ideal or real population, we are interested in implementing inferential statistical methods. So if we are implementing inferential statistical methods, what we can do is, let's say we can answer some specific questions. We can estimate the mean marks of the entire college by using confidence interval that we talked about. Confidence interval is a method that is used under inferential statistics, and instead of having the mean value of the 100 samples or the 100 students that we can have, if we are interested in implementing descriptive statistical methods, here in case of inferential statistical methods, we can implement confidence interval, and this can tell us the mean value of the numbers, mean or average of those, the marks of those students, like the whole population. Students, about 5000 students, they are consisting the total population here, and it can have the mean values of this population instead of having only for 100 students. Got it? Now the next point is what we can test. Say in inferential statistics, what we can do is we can test a hypothesis also. Let's say we are interested to answer a specific question. Our question is like whether the average marks of the students is greater than 70% or not, or more than 70% or not. So if we are taking 100 students out of this 5000 population, that is our sample, this sample will not gonna tell us the implementing the descriptive statistical method on this sample will not gonna tell us whether the students, all the students are getting the amount of marks that is the average may be greater than 70% or not. This is our hypothesis. We are hypothesizing this statement. So then we will going to check this hypothesis whether it is true or not by using the inferential statistical method that is also called the hypothesis testing. Alright. Now, after having this sort of ideas, we can also say another thing, that when we are talking about descriptive statistics, interested only on performing the techniques or like methods on the sample itself, or maybe a population, no matter what it is, but it should be a single data set. These methods can be of like two different types. If we are saying that these are two different sites, then we also have to describe what it should be. So in this case, we can say that the descriptive, let's say the descriptive stat is of is having two methods, like two techniques that we can that we can implement on the datasets. The first one is the graphical. Alright, so if we have a data set, we can implement the graphical representations on those data sets so that we can visualize the patterns within these specific sort of data sets. And if we want to take the examples of these graphical sets, it can be like that we already talked about, that is histograms. There can be box plots, there can be bar plots also. There can be say scatter plots, pie charts, such kind of graphical representations. And another part would be like numerical summary measures. So descriptive statistics will also contribute in the like in the measurement of like numerical, you can say numerical summary summary methods. So what would be the examples in this case? The examples would be the mean value calculations, median can also be, it can be mode. These are coming under central tendencies. It can be standard deviation, SD values. So these kind of numerical methods. Now, apart from this, you also have to focus on some more important thing, that is probability. So when we are studying the statistics, the subject actually is not only represented as statistics, rather it is like we say probability and statistics together. That is probability and stat. So this is a combination. So why probability is included in statistics and why the study of probability is important? Because the main fact is that the probability is acting as a bridge between descriptive and inferential statistics. Why it is acting as a bridge? You see, when we are having a specific amount of data set, maybe it's a sample or population, it can be a single data set. When we are implementing the descriptive statistical methods, in that case probability will help us to understand the overall population in a better way. So let's say we can also conclude it in this way, that descriptive statistics is using to extract the inferences from the population, where the probability theories and the concept of probabilities are actually implemented. So why it is important? Because it can it is used so that we can understand how inferential techniques are developed and used. So let's say when we were discussing about this example, like if we have a large amount of population, and in this case we want to estimate what is the value of the mean for the entire students of the entire college, and let's say we want to understand what is the average marks of the students of that entire population, those who are getting more than 70%, whether they are getting more than 70% or not. So what kind of question or what kind of information we want to extract from that population, what kind of inferential methods we should implement, will only be understood once we have the knowledge of probability. Now the second point is when and where problems can arise by applying these methods. So the second point is saying when and where. Um, it means that um, when we are having a problem and that problem must be solved, that is absolutely true, but what kind of techniques should be applied? Maybe you can see the first and second point is somewhat similar, but the second point is emphasizing more on the conceptualization of the problems, that is when and where problems can arise by applying these methods. It means that let's say we are having a question and we have the knowledge of probability. Now we want to implement a specific inferential technique. Now our focus is on, let's say we are having this second question hypothesis. This hypothesis we are questioning, this statement we are making or hypothesizing whether implementing a specific hypothesis testing, whether implementing a specific technique such as hypothesis testing or anything else to solve this question, to solve this problem, will gonna arise another sort of problem or not. That can also be understand, or that can be solved if we have the concept of probability. The last one is saying that probability help us to understand uncertainty associated with taking a sample from population. It is very important because let's say we are having the population extracting an amount of sample. Now the point is inferential techniques will be only be performed on this sample, but the methods that we have implemented during the process of sampling, how these samples are collected, if there is any sort of uncertainty or not, that can be understood only if we have the knowledge of probability. So these are important. Uh, Next, another point to be discussed in this video is that conceptual or hypothetical population. What is conceptual or hypothetical population? It is actually associated with inferential statistics. This is associated with inferential statistics. And it is nothing but an imaginary or theoretical group of all possible observations that could exist under the same set of conditions, even though they are not actually observed. It means let's say we are having a condition where we can access the sample, but we have to imagine the whole population. We can't directly have the physical population, but we have to imagine the entire population, or maybe you have to imagine there is the existence of a theoretical group. Let's take an example of this kind of situation. Let's say we are interested in like culturing bacteria. This is a petri dish. We are having these bacterial colonies. Now if we are culturing this bacteria in the petri dish and we have these bacterial colonies, in this case these should be the sample. In our case, we are going to study this, we are going to observe them, this will be the sample. They are not the whole population. Why they are not the whole population? The reason is, let's say in the same petri dish, in the same culture medium, what will be the similar things? What will be the same things? Let's say same things will be the same stain. There should be the same medium. It will same medium and same temperature also, same temperature. So what is happening here, by maintaining these same things, same set of all these possible things, we can culture a specific bacteria. There are so many, we can culture so many colonies of that specific bacteria that could grow under these identical conditions. So there can be millions, there can be millions of these bacterial colonies that can grow under these same conditions, same set of conditions. But we are not growing these millions of bacterial colonies. This is not possible in our case. But what we are doing is we are just culturing these amounts of colonies, and which are acting as our sample. And if we want to implement the inferential statistical concepts or techniques in them, then we can do so. And from that sample, we can have these idea of the population. We can answer some questions about the population. And even though the population is not really existing in this case, but we are imagining, like we are having this imagination or imaginary idea that yes, this population will be the same, and they are here they are representing as a theoretical group. So yeah, this is all for this for today's video.